When we interpret pie charts, sometimes we look to work with fractions of the whole pie chart. Other times we look to bring it down to 1 degree. In this video, we are going to concentrate on this section here, which is looking at the fractions of the pie chart. Now we can see that this pie chart here has been broken up into 8 equal sectors, and this can be represented in a bar model of 8 parts, where 600 represents that full bar model, and each individual section comes from a calculation to work out the value. So if we're looking to split 600 into 8, so 1 out of 8, we would divide 600 by 8, which would give us 75 in each of these individual parts. Now you can see that these have been colour-coded to match the pie chart, where we can see half of the full pie chart is designated to those who walk. Now half of 600 is a nice calculation. We can work out that is 300 pupils in total, or 75 added together 4 times, or 75 multiplied by 4. The next step we can take is looking at the individual sections where 1/8 of pupils cycle, and that would be equal to this 75 here. 1/8 here is the 75, and finally a quarter of the people, so we could half 600 to get to 300 and half it again to get to a quarter to give us that 150 pupils. Let's have a look at what that might look like in an exam type question. My turn. The pie chart shows the colours of 32 beads. So this circle in its entirety represents 32 beads. And we're asked to find how many green beads are there. Now we may be able to see straight away that this is 90 degrees and therefore a quarter. If we were unsure, we could say we have 90 out of 360, and we would look for the common factors of the two. We can see that 90 will go into itself once, and it would go into 360 4 times, giving us that quarter that we can see visually as well. So our question is essentially asking us, what is a quarter of the 32 we started with? So 1/4 of 32. Now this means we are taking 32 and we are dividing it by 4, which gives us a value of 8 beads. If we were unsure about dividing by 4, we could half 32, which would give us 16, and half it again, which would again give us the 8. So our first step is to identify the fraction out of 360 and simplify it to an easier fraction, so in this case a quarter. We then work out a quarter of the 32 by doing a division sum. Press pause while you try the your turn question. A bag contains red, white and black counters. There are 24 counters in the bag. The pie chart shows information about the counters in the bag. How many red beads are there? Now we can see that the full circle is worth this 24. And red is 120 degrees out of the 360 degrees in total. You should be able to spot that 120 will go into itself, and it will also go into 360, which breaks this circle into a third to represent the red. This means I want 1/3 of the 24, which means I'm taking 24 and I'm dividing it by 3. And in this case, we also have 8 as a number of beads, which is purely coincidental. So remember, identify the fraction, simplify the fraction, and then work out the fraction of the amount.